Welcome to a new episode of Outside the Panels with your host, Johnny the Machine Hughes.
Welcome everyone to an episode of Outside the Panels. I'm your host, Johnny the Machine Hughes, and joining me this time is a returning guest who was kind enough to send me this postcard with this message in a t-shirt which sits proudly in my wardrobe. It is the Terminus Veil right there, creator, Mr. Jack Harris. Jack, how's it going?
It's going great, Johnny. How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I think of you every time I play the Falcons on Madden's.
Hey, man, the Falcons might be pretty good this year. The Dolphins gonna be pretty good this year, I think.
We need the defense to step up, and we need Tua to stay healthy. I think.
Yeah. Of course, Tua's got to stay healthy. That's the whole deal.
Agreed. Anyway, football preseason hasn't started yet, so everybody's won the Super Bowl. As long as it's not those pesky Bills.
True.
Yeah, or Jets. Ooh. All right, man. How you been keeping? It's been a while.
Yeah, man, I've been keeping good. I mean, it's working, still pushing Terminus Veil. Got a ton of stuff going on. So, man, things are keeping well, man.
As I was saying before we started this pod, I do loads of these things. Names come by, and some I recognize, some I don't. And when I opened up your stuff and then I looked at the links, I was so pleased to see more Terminus Veil. I remember being so impressed with the first issue. So, what are we here to talk about?
So we're here to talk about the Kickstarter we've got running for Terminus Veil Volume 1, which includes issue 1 through 4. It's got some character biographies, some bonus story background details, concept artwork, just a 120-page trade paperback. So, yeah, man, we've got a live Kickstarter now. We're about 15 days in it. So yeah, that's what we're talking about, man.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, have you looked at your Kickstarter recently?
I have. We've been. I think the last time I looked earlier today, we were at about $10,200, which was really good for us. We were looking for $4,000 funding. We got that the first day, and we've just been kind of chugging along since then.
And that's what I find absolutely amazing. We'll show it on the screen in a second. Let me just do all the technological things. There it is. Here it comes. So as it currently stands, and this is in pounds because I'm in the thing,
Right.
I change it to dollars. You are currently sitting at $10,298 for a goal of 4,000. All right, you've got 257 backers. That is humongous. That's an impressive amount, definitely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm in awe of it, man.
and you've still got 2 weeks to go at the time of recording.
Still 2 weeks left. Yeah.
2 weeks left. All right, so you've got a trailer.
Yep.
Shall we have a look at the trailer?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hi, I'm Jack Harris, the writer and creator of the action mystery comic book series Terminus Veil. Terminus Veil is about a private security firm named Guardians International who are thrust into an epic conspiracy involving dangerous robberies, futuristic weaponry, and gut-wrenching betrayal. I chose Kickstarter to fund our Volume 1 trade paperback. This book includes issues 1 through 4 of Terminus Veil. It also includes character biographies, background story details, and concept artwork. The Kickstarter funds will be used to print the trade paperback. It will also be used to market and advertise the book. A small portion of the funds will be used to produce concept art for the next arc of Terminus Veil. I want to thank everyone who has worked on Terminus Veil and also all those who have supported us to get to this point. I promise I'm going to work hard to make every issue better than the last. So if you like big action books like X-Men with the epic feel of anime like Ghost in the Shell, then give Terminus Veil a shot today.
Very well done. Excellent.
Thanks, man.
You didn't read that off a script at all. No, not at all.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of practice, and a lot of editing to get it all get it all right.
I apologize. Excellent. So, Terminus Veil, Guardians International, murder, mystery, suspense, betrayals, tech, espionage. It's like Mission Impossible, but in comic book form with no Tom
Yeah.
Cruise, thankfully. So, what was it like writing the 4 issues? And now you're getting a chance to put it all together.
Man, it was a journey. Just really, obviously I have a lot of fun writing. But it's a journey producing the book and getting to that point where we got issue 3 out now. Issue 4 is really close. It's about a couple pages away from getting set to lettering. But yeah, man, it's just been a journey, man. You learn so much. Some as a business, it's that's always a challenge because
Mhm.
you do comics and you think about fun and all the fun artwork side of it, but it's like, man, it's a whole deal with the marketing and all the business. So that part of the journey has been a challenge, but we try to
What's
rise to it.
what's been your biggest learn? What's been your biggest takeaway?
Oh man, I would say the biggest learn has been timing, as far as how to get books out. Like the
Mhm.
how to give artists the leeway they kind of need to do something right, but yet still kind of try to push to get something out there. I think that's probably been the biggest challenge is understanding, what it takes to do.
Mm.
Yeah, for me.
Okay. So, um, the writing of the book. Talk a little bit about the history of the book. So it's 4 issues now.
Yep.
How long did it take you to write the whole thing down? Is it been your sort of your tour de force for a number of years? Just sat at the back burner, not typing away at it, or
Yeah, yeah. It was, I came with the idea in 2009. So I wrote a lot of just not the script, but just a lot of the events, a lot of the world as far as just building the world, the characters around it,
Mhm.
and all that. So I've been doing that for the last 10 years, but in 2020 is when I started actually writing the real scripts for the book, and the writing the scripts weren't, they take me, I don't know, maybe when I really sit down and get to it, maybe 2 to 3 weeks to write a
Mhm.
22-page script. Um, so yeah, it doesn't take me too long to write the script, but because I've got so much stuff kind of just planned out, but it's still a challenge because you want to make the script as
Mhm.
good as possible and all that. So
It's interesting when you say it took a while to kind of build the world. Um, how did I'm really interested in the kind of process. So you come up with the idea, and then you spend that length of time building the world, and then you sit down and do the script. How do you keep it fresh in your own mind? Because you know, if I'm reading a book that's more than 600 pages long, it's going to be a struggle. I might be done by 400. I'm done. But if
right,
you're working 10 years to tell a story, and I
yeah.
assume that you've got you've got your big reveals built into the timeline.
Mhm.
How tempting is it to rush? Because I'd be like, oh, I've got to get to the big reveal. Who is it? And
Um, yeah, man, it's not as tempting for me. I think the biggest part that I always want to do that I didn't have, maybe I didn't think about when I was doing all the kind of the big world building stuff was the character interactions in the moment. All right.
right.
And so when I'm writing the script, that's really what I'm trying to focus on. It's, how does this character interact with this character in this particular moment?
Mm,
And some of that stuff just is like the dialogue, the personalities, the kind of inner
mm,
conflict between them. Um, so that part of it keeps it fresh for me because, I get to, when I'm writing something for a particular character and what they would say in that moment, that's fun and fresh to me. You know what I mean? Like I know what's gonna happen, but just like how they react to it. I think the dialogue is what keeps it fresh for me.
Has much changed? I mean, don't go into specifics because
Yeah.
one of the things I read about J. Michael Straczynski when he wrote Babylon 5 is that each character had a trapdoor built into their storyline, so that if you had to change actors for whatever reason, you could just, pull the string, shoot, character's gone. Hence, the captain changes from season 1 to season 2.
Yeah.
Violet is missing in season 5, and so on and so forth. So, do you feel when you look back at the original timeline, are the things you've discarded, and the things you've kind of added to smooth the ride?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot there. I mean, there's characters that I add issue by issue, in all honesty. As far as, kind of people who are playing villains or kind of side characters that are coming into play just for this particular scene. And I kind of write somebody in and I'm like, man, it'd be nice to use that person later too. So there's
Well,
still
stop killing them. Stop killing them. Don't get them shot by page 22. That's how you use them again.
right. Like you made it through, so I guess you can live
Hey!
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you
So there's
again.
so there's definitely still a lot of, I mean, like I don't, there's the big conflict, the big plot points. I don't expect those to change, but there's a lot of kind of, just as I see something and I'm writing, I'm like, man, I like the feel of this. Then I'm like, all right, how can I integrate it later on?
Mm.
That I'm still doing because one thing I'm not one of the people who have done like I wrote the next 50 scripts. Like I pretty much, I don't really write a script until I'm ready to start production of the book, and so that for
Mhm.
that issue, just so and I don't even like to write a script while another book is in production because I'm gonna see it play out and see what people
Yeah.
sell and say. You know what I mean?
So you want to focus the energy on creating the best now book, and
Yes.
then rather than cast, because things might change, certain characters might not land correctly. You
Yep.
know, yeah. You focus on Sunday's game, not the game a week after, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's feedback too, right?
yeah,
That plays a part in it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um,
So what feedback wise then? Who is everyone's favorite character?
oh man, a lot of people love Connor. Um, there's I think the artist we're working with right now, that's Connor's their favorite character.
Well, okay.
Um, a lot of people have been liking Body as she showed up in issue 2, and there's we're actually gonna if we hit our $12,000 stretch goal, then we'll do a one shot for her. Um,
Okay.
so some people are liking her. But yeah, I would say the most reaction I get is Connor. I think just because of all the snide remarks he makes. So I think people just love that.
Everyone loves Connor.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Fair enough. Each to their own. Each to their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be. So, who's your favorite character? That's asking which kids going to college.
I know, man. Everybody's just killing me with this one. I mean, it's hard for me, man. Like I can't say that I really have just a true one favorite person. Like I really like just the dialogue of it. I love the like I like putting a bird in scenes. I like putting body in scenes where
Mhm.
they can play into the action of the book. Um, so man, it's hard for me. Like I really don't have a favorite because it really is just like I like using their personalities to make a good scene. You know
All right. Okay. Well sat on the fence there. Well done.
what I mean? Yeah, like a true dad, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. All my kids are special. Awful. I am awful. I am awful. Um, we can't really talk about what's next for Terminus Vale because we don't want to give too much away about the
Yeah,
volumes. So I think
yeah.
what we'll do is we'll take a quick look at. Should we have a look at the Kickstarter page itself? Let's bring that up and have a quick screen. Where are we at? Is it that one? I believe it is. It is that one. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Right, so let's bring this onto the screen so everyone can see it. Boom, there it is. There it is. Great cover, by the way.
Thank you.
Love,
Thank
love this cover. A little bit Apocalypse Now, a little bit
you.
GI Joe, maybe. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm loving this like kind of glint off her armor there. That's spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Delio Diaz, Frank Alvazar on the colors. They're awesome. They do issue 4. They'll be doing issue 5. Hopefully
yeah,
all the way to issue 10. So yeah, they're really great, man.
cool. I love that. Let's kind of look and see what we get. $5 digital copy of Veil 1 and 2.
Yep,
Excellent.
issue 1 and 2.
Cool. Um, Volume 1 will cost you $15, or about £12 to us English folks. Is that's PDF? Brilliant. You know, as much as you, if you remember from last time, I love actual comics. I'm a comic fan, but there is a need for digital comics when it comes to Kickstarter. Do you find that you have a lot more digital fans or real fans?
Digital is the most backers we have right now, I believe. And I mean, it makes sense. I think it gets, shipping gets really weird, when you, especially when you're, if you're not in kind of the Canada, I would say Canada, Mexico area, then it's going to start to add up. So I think a lot of people like to
Yeah,
support digital.
digital's cool. I think definitely. All right, the actual physical. $25 only ships to certain countries. I also like that you are very upfront about that. That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think anyone who's ordering a Kickstarter will need to be aware of how and they can get the books. You know,
Mm,
there's one thing. It's all right pledging, I don't know, $5 for a comic book on Kickstarter, but if it costs you $25 to get the thing shipped to you, then it's a bit cost
yeah. Yeah.
prohibitive.
Yeah.
Cool. Variant covers, yeah, excellent. Um, why do you think variants are so popular?
I think, one, I think there's just certain artists that people, especially on Kickstarter, I think that they've already
Mm,
seen, and it gives them some level of familiarity. The Zone Brothers, we got them on a cover, and they've done at least,
mm,
5 or 6 Kickstarter other books variant covers. So I think just the familiarity. But then, it's always that limited edition, right? Like we're all our variants, we're going to print so many, and we're never going to print
mm,
anymore. So I think that part of it also plays, from a collector standpoint, to know that like, hey, I've got one that, you know, you'll only there's only 400 of them or only 200 of them or something like
mm.
that. That I think plays a part in it.
I quite like that cover with
Yeah,
the
yeah, this is the one, man. It's doing very well. It's our number one variant right now.
yeah,
So yeah, it's doing very well.
cool. I like that. Um, I quite like that. That one's very reminds me of Zen the Intergalactic Ninja from the
Mm,
90s, but it's cool. Yeah, that one's cool. Uh, yeah, like that one. Absolutely. How do you manage to get so many artists to buy into what Terminus is all about? Because each one is highlighting one particular aspect of the book.
man, it was, part of it is just kind of being vigilant on social media and seeing when certain artists are open for commission.
Hmm.
Part of it was some of these artists I met at cons. So it was like, hey, you get the familiarity, you get to actually talk to them, show them the book, and I think that part really helped out because you're not just some random person talking to them on the internet type of deal. They actually get to meet
I,
you and see it.
I don't like
So
the
I
way
think
you looked at me. I don't like the way you looked at me when you said that.
that I was.
Gee, thanks, man. It's, it's like
You're
the
not random.
second time we've met. I've got a bloody postcard.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not
you're
some
not
random
random. You
dude.
know that's not what I was saying, man. You
Uh,
know that's not where it was going. No, but no, I think that part of it, just the face to face and
yeah.
getting to, interact and then, seeing their work, they're getting to see
Mm,
your work. I think there's a lot of mutual respect that comes with that. That sometimes you miss when you're just, sending somebody an email.
Yeah, definitely. I think thanks to no COVID restrictions, I think now is a great time, and I think um, I always find the indie scene. Yeah, it might be competitive because people want to get to push their own books and stuff. But I also find it really, really collaborative. You
Yeah.
know, very few times do I see one person put another person down just for the sake of selling some books. It seems every time I talk to someone, it's like, oh well, I've got this collaboration and this collaboration going on. It's absolutely amazing to see so many people kind of like work together.
Yeah, I think I think we all kind of understand that, hey, like this isn't, uh, we all play a part in the community and the market. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
so, if I see somebody like Dream Fury Comics do very well
Mm.
on their Kickstarter, it's not that I need to try to do better than them or take customers away. It's that, hey, that's where the market is, and now what can you add on to it, and vice versa.
Mm.
How can we collaborate to even make it better? So I think
Mm.
that part of it in the indie scene is really strong. And cons, like for the cons I've been at, everybody that I've ever tabled by has always been friendly and helpful, and
Mm.
we always end up talking later or possibly working together later. So yeah, man, it's just a great community.
Cool. Right, before we get more involved in the Vale versus Terminus, time for one of our adverts for one of our other shows. You know what? I don't think we had this advert last time you were here.
Okay.
So this is something new for you.
Yeah,
Check it
yeah.
out. It's K-pop Cosmos. Wow.
Yeah, man.
K-pop Cosmos for everything that is K-pop music style. It's all there. Marky Mark, Freya on their once a month show. Check it out. Um, to me, it just looks like boy bands and Power Rangers. But
I'm
that's
I'm gonna have to tell my wife about it. She loves K-pop.
yeah. There you go. Cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, check it out. Freya is absolutely fantastic. She's on the Comic Crusade, which is the DC show we have, and she is super cool. Don't
Okay.
tell her I said that. I have enough problems with her on the show already. I don't need that. I don't know. I'm joking. She is fantastic. I would not be without her on the pod. She's great. All right. Okay. Back to Terminus Vale. We saw a couple of covers earlier. The main one is our backdrop. Is this the one that's drawn by the series regular then?
Yes, yes, it's the one that's drawn by the series regulars, Delio Diaz, Frank Alpizar. Um,
See, I think you've absolutely. Where's it at? Is it coming on? Is it going to do it? Come on, you can. There it is. I think you absolutely, looked out with this guy because the art is just. I'm not.
oh, I know.
It's just gorgeous, isn't it? It looks. I said
Yes,
this last time. It looks like a mainstream book. If I saw
yes.
this in a comic book shop, I'd be buying off the rack. You know. So,
Yeah,
I mean, of course, the writing's great as well. But just look at it. It's it's perfect.
I know, man. I know, man. I'm always amazed. Yeah, getting them on it. It was they were actually they're a team, and of a line artist and a colorist, and uh, I was surprised when they were like, yeah, we want to work on it, and seeing everything they've produced, it's always amazing. Issue 4, I can't wait to share the art with that, because it is just it's spectacular. It really is amazing how good they are.
I
So I mean,
agree.
I'm very happy they're on the team.
I,
So yeah.
I agree. It's funny, before the break, you talked about random connections on the internet, and somebody reached out to me on my Twitter feed a couple of days ago, and 3 days or so, whatever. And they turned around and said, "Hey, are you looking for an artist?" I was like, I don't know anything on my profile that says that I'm looking for an artist, but I was like, oh, maybe. I don't know. He goes, all right, it's $90 a page and $75 per character design. I was like, I've got my own characters. Thanks. And that's it. He's never answered back. I'm like, talk about random. Like,
Right.
am I just going to give my money to somebody? $90 a page. Does that sound fair?
$90 a page isn't bad. That's actually, I think, a pretty good rate. I'd say depending on, the experience and, obviously once you start looking at the art, you kind of can gauge a little more. But I think, yeah, you probably want to be a little higher, but don't get me wrong, 90 is still really good. I'm not gonna.
$90. Oh, there you go. So let's say $90, 20 books, 20 pages a book. That is, what's that? 10. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, and that's probably 90 just for the lines and not the colors, I'd imagine. If that's for the colors, that's a super good rate. Um, but yeah, so you got to put the colors on it. You got to put the letters on it. And then the cover is usually a little bit more than
Yeah.
the regular page, but the regular interiors. But yeah, it's a good bit of money. It's not cheap to do a comic as far as producing it. Um, but it is a kind of get what you pay for type of
Yeah.
business though.
Yeah. It's interesting when you talk about working with people because I was on a previous pod. Yes, I don't just save myself for talking to you, Jack. I'm sorry. Um, would you consider writing somebody else's book?
Yeah. No, definitely. I think, if somebody was like, "Hey, I want you to write," depending on the style of story, I think it'd have to be something that I'd fit. Like, I don't know if I could write fantasy. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
it would have to be something probably a little more modern, a little either action or futuristic type of feel. But yeah, man, I'm definitely open to it. I think I'll start to really in 2024. I'll probably start to pitch a few publishers for a couple other books
Hmm.
as well. So yeah, man, I feel like now last year I wasn't ready for it, but now I feel like, yeah, I'm ready to write something for
Well,
something else.
you've created a fantastic body of work just in terms of sales. So you're showing you know the ability to produce a high quality product. You know, I mean, the 250 set funded within how soon was it?
Yeah, we funded in a day, which was it was
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. And then I'm just blown away. I am blown away. It was great.
thanks, man.
Let's have a look at your website. Sorry, we'll have a look at another cover first, didn't I? We've got the variant. Let's have a look at this one. Um, boom, that's it. There you go.
Oh man, yeah,
Where's where's it at? There you go. That's a pretty powerful cover as well.
yeah,
I'm
man.
liking
This
that.
is yeah, this one's by John Carlo Bernal. He's worked on a few comics, Crescent City Monsters, Keisha Demon Eater. He's won awards, ECC Glyph Award. He's won. I think he was nominated for a Ringo. Um,
Cool.
so yeah, he's a really good artist, man. It was really. I was one of those that when it came when he sent it back to me, I was just like, oh man, this is insane. So yeah, I really like this one.
Yeah, spot on. Great perspective. Great use of foreshadowing here and shortening the various, like that arm especially. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm liking that a lot. I'm liking that a lot. What are you reading at the moment? Whilst I queue up the next page, what are you reading to
Yeah.
keep your finger on the pulse?
Yeah, man, I'm reading Something That's Killing the Children.
Yep.
Right now, I just got through a volume 3 of that, or I'm in the middle of volume 3, I should say. I just finished the volume 3 of Seven Secrets. Um, Also reading. I just read. I think there's a Deceased. By DC. It's kind of their version of like zombies, DC
Yeah, I've
zombies.
seen that.
And then I read. Oh man, I've been reading Immortal X-Men. As of late, I think it's volume 1 trade. So yeah, man, reading a little bit of different stuff, man.
Yeah. Has anything actually happened in the X-Men? That's okay.
There's something always happening to the X-Men, right?
No, there isn't. I've been reading that on and off for the last year. I think every time I'm opening the book, there's always the quiet counselor talking about
Yeah,
something. It's like,
yeah,
oh man,
yeah. That's what this one's about. It's all like Sinister and his kind of plans. The last one I've read.
oh man,
Yeah, yeah,
bring on the fall of X. That's what I'm shouting for.
yeah,
Bring on
man.
the
It's
fall
coming,
of X.
right?
I
Yeah,
hope so. I remember the first time around. Right, let's have a look. The DC's book as well. I'm not quite sure. I prefer DC versus vampires, but that's
yeah.
that
Okay.
was that was a me thing. All right, here we go. So this is your website. You can find this at terminusvale.com. There you go. An opportunity for you to read the comic. Yay. And then a whole raft. These are the first 4 covers.
Yeah, first 3 books. Yeah.
There's 3 books. Yeah, cool, excellent, perfect. A little blurb about you. I recognize that picture.
Yeah, man. issue 1, man. What started it all?
I think I've got that in a T-shirt somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. You do. You got it. You got it.
um, I'm looking at this book again, and I've seen it already. I'm still blown away. You know, the book is just perfect. I am so surprised that nobody has picked it up and kind of ran with it. There must be a host of publishers who would love to have something that well put together.
Yeah, man. I mean, I haven't really even tried to reach out. I mean, I think maybe in a year, maybe in the next few months, we might actually try to take a reach. I'm getting in this mode where I feel like I'm starting to cut my teeth on this stuff, and so now I don't know if I even, if I'm really gonna try to pursue a publisher. Like I feel like maybe
Ooh.
another year at this, I feel like maybe I could, take it up another level. And so,
Well, just so
um,
you know, I think Harris Comics has been taken.
Harris
You,
Comics will take it. Fair enough. I got a name. We got Clash Digital here, so we got a name.
oh, all right. Oh, get you. Get you. I suppose I have not told anyone this, so this is a world premiere. I suppose the biggest compliment I can give Terminus Vale, and to a large extent yourself, Jack, is that after our first conversation we had, you've inspired me to jot some ideas down for my own book.
That's what's up,
And,
man.
really, I want to thank you for kind of giving me the impetus to say, well, look,
Yeah.
you can produce a book that reads fantastic. It looks great. You can, do all these things. And just the level of maturity in the writing has just kind of made me think, well, you know what? Yeah. I think to myself, you know, why not give it a shot? And I'm miles away from it's like you're like up here, and I'm like down there
Oh
right now.
man.
But no, you've inspired me to put pen to paper, and I've come up with a couple of ideas that I'll talk to you off panel because I don't want anyone to nick my ideas.
No worries, man. I'm eager to hear about them though, man. Like I love it, man. Like I love creating and I love talking about creating and all that, man. So
But
anytime.
no, so you absolutely, you might not got into it to be an inspiration, but I think, you've just saying kind of, how well you've done. It's just like it's just awe-inspiring. It really
Thanks,
is
man.
awe-inspiring.
Thanks, man.
You're more than welcome. Right, so for the things that we've shown you today, here we go. You can check out social media. You've got Instagram. You've got Twitter.
Yeah, X. Fall of X.
Yeah, fall of Twitter. That is your follow. There you go. Do we follow each other on this? On
Oh
both?
yeah, man, I'm following you all the time, Machine. Yeah, you know I'm out here retweeting what you talk about, man.
I retweeted some stuff earlier. Yeah, that's fine. Where we're at, we've also, there you go. There's the Kickstarter. Yes, I know Kickstarter addresses are long. It's not my call. I don't write them. So, simple as do. Go to Kickstarter, type in Terminus Vale, and all the projects related to that title will just pop up. Simple as. You all know how to use a search engine, right?
Yes. Sweet.
Alternatively, get yourselves over to terminusvale.com, which is all the details and up to date. You can also subscribe to a newsletter and download. I think it was a link to download issue 1 free.
Yeah, get a free issue 1 if you sign up for our email list. So yeah, do it.
Let me just find my email. No, excellent. Jack, it's been absolutely bliss talking to you again, sir. You've absolutely blown me away again. I'm absolutely very impressed. Very impressed. Very impressed. And
no, man, that's great to be here with you, man.
No.
Yeah, I'm happy you like it, man.
It's well, what can I say? What can I say? I wish you all the luck. You don't need any luck, to be honest. You're caning it left, right, and centre on Kickstarter. I have no doubt within a couple of years. I kind of agree with you. I think give it a couple of years, you'll produce, you have a studio of your own. Absolutely. Yeah, people will be asking you to publish their comics. So
that'd be a weird feeling.
Yeah. Just check you out. You're like the Stanley of Georgia.
I'm putting that as my new Twitter description, the Stanley of Georgia.
Well, I'm glad I could help. There you go. All right, that's Jack Harris. We've talked about his books. You've seen some of the art. You've seen the Kickstarter. It's all there for you to go and have a look. You've got 14 days. 14 days left at time of recording. Get yourselves over to the Kickstarter. One more time, here is the link. Get yourselves over there. Get yourself subscribed to the volume 1, which has got the first 4 issues in there. It's the real deal. I cannot stress. And you know what? I see a lot of books for Crusaders and for the podcasts. This book has been very impressive from the get-go. So there you go. That's on me. There you go. Jack, thank you so much. And we've lost Jack, it seems. So with that in mind, all I've got to say is I have been your host, Johnny Machine Hughes. As always, adios.
Visit undercovercapes.com for the latest and greatest podcasts via the Undercover Capes Podcast Network. Also visit our parent company website, comiccrusaders.com, all about comic pop culture.